The impasse in Parliament over Rahul Gandhi's comments on India's democracy at Cambridge University, the Adani-Hindenburg row, and the opposition allegations of misuse of central investigative agencies is likely to continue through the second half of the budget session. There appears to be no way that this is ending right now. The BJP absolutely clear that they would continue to argue, take on the Congress on this issue. We're joined by the Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP, Naresh Bansal, Dr. Nasir Hussain of the Congress Party, the senior journalist Smita Gupta, and the senior editor of Swaraj, Tushar Gupta. Thanks very much for being with us. Naresh Bansal ji, ये हम सोच सकते हैं कि ये हम समझ सकते हैं कि इस पार्लियामेंट सेशन जो है इस मुद्दे को छोड़ के और कोई मैटर, कोई इशू को डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे। मतलब ये राहुल गांधी ने जो कहा है यूनाइटेड किंगडम में, सिर्फ इसी पे चर्चा होगा।
नहीं, देखिए, ये पहली बार देखने को मिल रहा है इस प्रकार का कि विदेश की धरती पर जाकर के जो हमारे देश के दुश्मन देश हैं उनको जो सूट करे वो एक विपक्ष की बड़ी पार्टी के नेता बोल रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने संसद का अपमान किया है, मीडिया का अपमान किया है, न्यायालय का अपमान किया है, उनको उसके लिए माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Dr. Hussain, this is what the Minister Smriti Irani said. She said, and I quote, he stated while his travel to the UK that democracy was being blown to smithereens. However, this very gentleman in Jammu during the Bharat Jodo Yatra said all is well in India. Which was a lie, Mr. Gandhi, your statement in India or your statement in a foreign country? What's the answer to that question?
Vishnu Sharma, I have three points to make. Point number one is that the entire issue of Mr. Rahul Gandhi speaking on foreign soil, which is being raised by Bharatiya Janata Party and the government in both the houses, is only to deflect the attention from the real issue. And the main issue with the opposition is raising is the issue of Adani scam that has not only caught the imagination of our nation, but also it is out there in public domain in the entire world. So they know they are caught. They know they are deep-necked involved in the corruption in the highest level possible. They know even the Prime Minister himself is involved in this. That is the reason why they want to deflect it. And coming back to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said in Cambridge. Cambridge is an academic institution. It was an academic event. In an academic event, we can always analyze, dissect, do critical analysis of any institution, of any democracy, of any organization. Indian democracy, which has been vibrant for the past 75 years, now it is being mishandled. There is attack on our democracy, there is attack on our democratic rights. That is the reason he said there is an attack on the democracy in India by the present regime. Now, if you want to equate this with what Mr. Modi has said in Kuwait, what he has said in UAE, what he has said in China, what he has said in Japan, what he has said in Germany, what he has said in Canada, and what he has said in South Korea, if you compare that, you cannot compare what Modi said on a foreign soil against India, against Indians, against the spirit of India, against the previous governments, against the previous prime ministers, including Atal Bihari Vajpayee, is something what you cannot compare to an academic.
So you're basically accusing the BJP today of double standards. I take that. Tushar, would you like to take that on? He's listed specific examples or occasions where Narendra Modi, while travelling abroad, has criticized India, previous governments. So why is the BJP reacting in this way against Rahul?
Vishnu, what happens is sometimes when we defend the indefensible, we only end up making things worse. Yes, Narendra Modi has criticized the previous governments on numerous occasions, and one can debate whether he was right in his judgment or wrong. That's a separate debate. But no leader, be it Narendra Modi, be it any leader in the past, has gone out and questioned the very idea of India, the very character of India as it exists today. To say that India is a union of states and that union requires conversation and negotiation is not a very mature statement to make on a foreign soil. To say that democracy in India is a public good and there needs to be a reaction to the declining democracy standards in India, which Rahul Gandhi himself said that there is no reaction, I understand, because there's trade and money involved, is not a very mature remark to make. And at the end, he concluded his statement by saying that this is not a battle the one opposition is fighting of the Indian people alone, but that of democracy in the larger context. Now, Vishnu, Rahul Gandhi has all the right to make all the criticism against every government leader there is, all the 300 odd MPs there are. He has every right and he cannot be called anti-national for that. But my problem is when he goes out and questions the federation as it exists. You talk about any democracy across the world, no leader, no well-meaning leader would ever do that to their country. Now, if it comes to the BJP versus the Congress battle, which we have fallen for, we've fallen in that trap where we are beginning to imagine, oh, this is the BJP versus the Congress. It's not, Vishnu. You and I may not vote for the BJP ever in our entire lives, but we wouldn't stand any leader going on foreign soil and requesting the Western governments to intervene in the electoral process.
Nobody has not said that. Tushar, he's not said that. Tushar, he's not said that. In fact, he clarified, he said India's problems need to be sorted out in India.
That is what he's implied. He said there is no reaction.
But you have to give him credit for what he said in that regard. Tushar, he's clarified on that issue over there itself. I think as part of the same conversation. He said, we have our problems, the solution will emerge from India.
He also ended the same conversation, Vishnu, unfortunately, by saying that this is not a battle of the Indian people alone. I'm very unsure what he was trying to imply there. It's that simple. That is why there is the entire outburst. Forget the BJP and the parliament. There was an entire outburst on social media, even amongst the Congress supporters who criticized that statement. Look at what the regional party spokespersons at the regional parties, all of them have distanced themselves from Rahul Gandhi remarks. The same parties that were lauding Rahul Gandhi for his Bharat Jodo Yatra just 2 months back.
Okay.
No one wants to be seen
with
Tushar,
half a sec.
pedestal on these remarks.
Got it, Tushar. Dr. Hussain, 1 minute. I want to go across to Smita first. I'll come to you, Dr. Hussain, next.
No, I just want to retort to what Mr. Gupta has said now.
All right, go ahead, sir.
See, if somebody can't understand an academic debate, we can't help them. See, right from Gandhi to Nehru to Patel did support the fight for democracies across the world. We always said the fight against colonialism, fight against imperialism, fight for democracy across the world has to be supported. So in the largest context, what Mr. Rahul Gandhi was trying to make a point is that democracies has to be celebrated, and the defeat of democracy in one part of the world can have adverse impact on the other different parts of the world. He was speaking about conversation between the Council of States, when he was speaking about the federal structure in our country, he said the same thing in the parliament, he said the same thing in Cambridge. What he was trying to say is, states are real entities in Union of India. It is there in Indian Constitution. If somebody has not read Indian Constitution and somebody has not understood Indian Constitution, I'm sorry to say then he has to go back to Constitution and read it and then debate on this.
Right.
Conversation in the sense, we need to talk to our people.
All right, both of you, 1 second. Smita's been waiting patiently.
We need to talk to the local authorities in different parts of the country.
Both of you, hold on.
And as regards to talking on foreign soil,
let's not talk over each other.
As regards to talking on foreign soil,
1 minute, sir. Let me go, Smita. Smita has been waiting patiently.
Different parts of the world. It doesn't matter whether he speaks in Cambridge or whether he speaks in
No, 10 seconds to anybody. Hold on. Smita is waiting, and I am now the Speaker of the House over here. So you have to listen to me. Smita, the key issue which the opposition has been stating, primarily the Congress, is that look, the BJP is deflecting from the key issue, and the key issue that they want is they want a joint parliamentary committee probe as far as allegations on Hindenburg Adani are concerned. But now if the Supreme Court has already said that there is a Supreme Court monitored panel which is composed of people who've got tremendous experience and many of whom are actual specialists, then on what basis does the opposition's demand stand?
No, just because the Supreme Court has, ordered an investigation, that doesn't mean that parliamentarians should be denied the right to, have a committee on the same subject. I don't think that is really the point.
Doesn't it make more sense, Smita, to have a JPC after the Supreme Court report is out?
That, we could argue about the timing of the JPC, but the fact is that the government, ever since the Adani issue came up, has been, blocking the opposition's right to speak on the floor of the House, has been objecting to setting up of such a committee to investigate the matter. This has happened many times in the past. It's not like it's without precedent. And now I think they feel that this Rahul Gandhi's speech in Cambridge can be used against the Congress to show the Congress as an unpatriotic party. But what I want to say on this point is that patriotism is love of one's country, as I understood it when I grew up. It is not love of one's government. So what he's talking about is the behavior of the present government. He doesn't agree with the way it is operating. Many other people in this country also agree with him. So to conflate the two and say that he is being unpatriotic, he is speaking against the government, and he has also been speaking in academic settings, So it is very clear that the Adani thing hasn't gone away. The Adani thing is very much up there. So they need now to target Rahul Gandhi so that Rahul Gandhi gets distracted with this. The Congress gets distracted with, protecting Rahul Gandhi's image, instead of just simply saying that, what he said is he criticized the government. He did not criticize India.
I got it. So two parts of that. The entire issue of love for a government versus love for a country. I'll get Tushar to respond to that in one moment, but let me go across to Naresh ji first. Naresh ji, opposition का जो मांग है एक JPC का, JPC क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए?
देखिए विष्णु जी, आप इस बात को मानेंगे कि जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज की अध्यक्षता में कमेटी बना दी है, तो क्या आपको जो ये मांग कर रहे हैं इनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट पर विश्वास नहीं है? पहले ये कहते थे आइदर जेपीसी और इन्वेस्टिगेशन इन द सुपरविजन ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कमेटी बनाई है तो दे शुड वेट फॉर दैट. उसकी रिपोर्ट आने देनी चाहिए. दो एजेंसी एक ही मामले में कैसे जांच कर सकती है? जेपीसी भी करे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कमेटी भी करे. इज इट गुड?
ओके.
फिर जेपीसी किस कानून के तहत हिंडनबर्ग को इंटरोगेशन करेगी? मेरे विपक्ष के मित्र बताएं.
डॉक्टर हुसैन, रिप्लाई टू दैट.
एक जांच सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने की है जिसके अंदर एक्सपर्ट लोग हैं, इकोनॉमिक एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, शेयर मार्केट के एक्सपर्ट हैं, कानून के एक्सपर्ट हैं. मुझे लगता है जेपीसी से ज्यादा पावरफुल है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कमेटी.
डॉक्टर हुसैन.
पहली बात तो जो है नरेश बंसल जी जो फरमा रहे हैं यहाँ पे, उनको ये याद दिलाना चाहूंगा कि 2G का जब स्कैम हुआ था, जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट में इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा था, सीबीआई एक केस रजिस्टर करके सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही थी. यही बीजेपी पूरा एक बजट का सेशन वॉच आउट की. उसके बाद में जेपीसी गठित किया गया और जेपीसी का रिपोर्ट आया. आप जेपीसी में प्रिसाइसली जो बंसल जी जो कह रहे हैं कि फाइनेंशियल एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट के एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं, उसमें बहुत सारा एक्सपर्टीज आती है, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग हुआ है, शेल कंपनीज का इस्तेमाल किया गया है, यहां से पैसा बाहर गया, बाहर से पैसा यहां पे आया है, यहां पे स्टॉक्स को आर्टिफिशियली इन्फ्लेट किया गया है, स्टॉक्स का मैनिपुलेशन हुआ है. तो जितने भी एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो आके डिपोज करेंगे जेपीसी से. आखिरकार डर क्यों नहीं आप जेपीसी से? मेरा सवाल यह है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो चल रहा है किसी की एक याचिका पे चल रहा है. गवर्नमेंट वहां पे नहीं गई थी, गवर्नमेंट ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट को अप्रोच नहीं की, गवर्नमेंट ने यह तय नहीं किया कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट मॉनिटर्ड प्रोब होगा. गवर्नमेंट किसी की याचिका पे कुछ टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंस पे वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है. हम चाहते हैं कि पूरा का पूरा मामला इन टोटलिटी उसकी इंक्वायरी होना चाहिए, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी होना चाहिए. साथ में और एक सवाल पूछना चाह रहा हूं, जितने अपोजिशन लीडर्स को टारगेट करके सीबीआई, ईडी, आईटी जो समन्स भेजती है, जो अरेस्ट करवाती है, 50-50 घंटे जो बिठा के रखती है, आज कहां है वो सीबीआई, कहां है वो ईडी, कहां है वो आईटी? सरकार क्यों उनको डायरेक्शन नहीं देती? आज 200 एमपीज 200 पार्लियामेंट के एमपीज तो उनसे मिलने के लिए इनकार करती है. तो यही है ईडी का रोल हिंदुस्तान के अंदर.
डॉक्टर हुसैन, 1 सेकंड, यू मेड योर पॉइंट. बंसल साहब, रिप्लाई.
देखिए मिस्टर नसीर हुसैन जी, आप बहुत पार्लियामेंटर हैं, एक्सपीरियंस पार्लियामेंटर हैं. आपको ये समझना चाहिए कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज द सुप्रीम एज पर लीगलिटी इज कंसर्न. सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कमेटी की रिपोर्ट का इंतजार करिए. आपको जल्दी क्या हो रही है? और आप जहां तक सरकार की बात कर रहे हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 100 मोटो बनाई है, क्या सरकार ने विरोध किया है उसमें? क्या विरोध किया है गवर्नमेंट ने उसमें? 2G वाज टोटली द मैटर ऑफ द इंटरनल मैटर ऑफ इंडिया. इसमें हिंडनबर्ग इन्वॉल्व है, जो जिसकी अपनी कोई क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं है. जो हिंडनबर्ग हम पर बोल रहा है, अमेरिका की रिसर्च कंपनी है, अमेरिका की रिसर्च कंपनी है.
सरकार को
जो हमारे इकोनॉमिक सेटअप को कह रहा है, वो हिंडनबर्ग अमेरिका के 2 बैंक फेल हो गए आज.
All right, okay. Both of you, 1 second. Tushar,
अरे भाई आप ये बताइए,
आपको इंतजार करना चाहिए
बंसल साहब एक
कोर्ट की जांच का.
बंसल साहब
लेकिन आप चूंकि
नासिर हुसैन साहब एक सेकंड.
इस समय
तुषार has a point to make.
Let me complete.
One, it's not the India of the 90s.
Let me complete.
All right, Bansal Saab, make your, all right, okay. Bansal Saab, 30 seconds, make your point. Dr. Hussain, I will give you 30 seconds also. Tushar will have to wait.
Just let me complete.
Please, go ahead, sir.
ये विपक्ष केवल जो आज पूरे देश भर के अंदर राहुल गांधी से माफी मांगने की बात पूरे देश में हो रही है, देश के डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप को, देश की जुडिशरी को, देश की पार्लियामेंट को जिस प्रकार से विदेश में बैठ करके बदनाम किया गया है, पूरे देश में वो माफी मांगने की बात कर रहे हैं. इसलिए उसको डाइवर्ट करने के लिए ये इस इशू को उठा रहे हैं.
Okay, all right, Bansal Saab, 30 seconds is over.
कमेटी बना दी है.
Hussain Saab, your 30 seconds starts now. Please go ahead.
देखिए, नरेश बंसल जी खुद कह रहे हैं कि ये इशू क्यों उन्होंने लेके आया, राहुल गांधी वाला इशू. हम लोगों ने जो बजट सेशन का पहला पार्ट था, जब से लगातार ये इशू को हम उठा रहे हैं, सरकार के तरफ से कोई रिएक्शन नहीं आया. जो प्रधानमंत्री हर किसी चीज के ऊपर जो बोलते हैं, चुप्पी क्यों साधे हैं और वो क्यों इसके ऊपर एक्शन नहीं ले रहे हैं, क्यों जेपीसीसी भाग रहे हैं? अगर ये दूध के धुले हुए हैं, अगर प्रधानमंत्री इसमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, अगर वो अदानी को लेके दुनिया के कोने कोने वो घूमे नहीं है, उनको आउट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट उन्होंने दिलाया नहीं है, श्रीलंकन गवर्नमेंट को इन्होंने फोन करके इन्होंने रेकमेंड नहीं किया है, एसबीआई एलआईसी में गरीब लोगों का पैसा उन्होंने दिलवाया नहीं अदानी को, तो डर क्यों रहे हैं? Why are you afraid of having a JPC? Let there be a JPC.
Okay. Tushar, why don't you also make your point, but also answer what Smita was saying, which I thought made a lot of sense. When she said that Rahul Gandhi is not being unpatriotic, he cannot like this government, but keep love of government separate from love of the country.
Vishnu, one simple thing. This is not the India of the 90s and the 2000s that will swallow up any rhetoric in the name of academia. It's not about the love for the government. When Rahul Gandhi says, oh, we are a union of states that requires negotiation and conversation, does he mean, by his logic, that tomorrow if a separatist movement starts in any part of the country, he as a prime minister, assuming he becomes one, will be open to negotiate with them? And what death of democracy is he talking about? It's the same democracy where he was able to tour the length and breadth of the country. The same election commission that announced his party as the winner in Himachal Pradesh and most recently the Congress bypoll in Maharashtra. The same judicial institutions that have given him relief in the Nasher Hill case and also his spokespersons and also made him a part of selecting the chief election commissioner very, very recently. And the same media, which he says is sold out to the BJP, that gave him coverage every day during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So when Rahul Gandhi says that democracy is dead in India, I would really like him to elaborate.
All right, okay. So you disagree with democracy
what was
being dead in
1975
India?
all about?
We'll have to leave it over there. I'm sorry, Smita, I'm totally out of time on this program. All right, Smita, go ahead, 30 seconds.
Yeah, Mr. Tushar Gupta just talked about, will Rahul Gandhi talk to separatist movements? Separatist movements have been spoken to by government after government, since independence. So that's not a big deal, It depends on the situation.
All right, it depends on the situation.
To say that they never talk to separatist movements, leaders of separatist movements, that's,
all
not
right.
true.
Okay, Smita, interrupting, out of time. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us. Good night.